wanted to talk to you about food processors and why I love them so much. I know it might seem like cheating on some homemade meals, but when you have just a few minutes to throw stuff together and you still want a homemade meal, whether it be for reasons of you don't want to go out, you don't want to spend the money, which is one of our big concerns, not spending a lot of money, or also we have a lot of food allergies in the family. Well, mostly I have a lot of food allergies, and it's really hard to eat out unless it's a very expensive restaurant or it takes a lot of planning in order to find some food. So this is a huge help when it comes to making meals with whole food. So actual, instead of canned items, you get raw tomatoes and you make those into diced tomatoes, or you get sweet potatoes in this case. In this meal I was making peppers, onions. It just makes chopping a lot easier. So this one here, I have a Hamilton Beach I bought probably about 15 years ago. It works really well. The only thing I've had to do is replace this part here because I left it too close to the stove one day and it melted this part in, so the top would not go on top. But the good news is that I think it was about 10 years after I bought it, there still were parts being made for it. And even better, everything that you use that you need to wash is dishwasher safe. So the cup here is dishwasher safe. You also have the blades. I have a nice little slicing, and we also have shredding. So this is perfect if you're trying to do some type of shredded carrot, or you're trying to do something either shredded or sliced, not necessarily chopped up into diced or into chunks. This works really, really well. You put this on to the processor. I'm not locking it in. And then what you can do is you can drop it into the chute here. It works really well. And again, all this is dishwasher safe. I don't remember this costing a lot of money. I bought it right outside of college. What I also like about it is that if you're using it for a single meal, you don't have to wash it in between. So the meal that I made called for onions and peppers, and the first step that needed to be cooked first, onion and peppers went in here using this attachment, and I chopped them up, and then I put them in the pan. Next ingredient called for sweet potatoes. After I had this cleaned out, just with a spatula, I put in the sweet potatoes. Also, what's really nice is it has a locking mechanism to make sure that it's not locked in place on the bottom. And also it needs to be locked in place on the top here. You can see there's a guide that it will not start. We do have two options which makes this really helpful for me, is we have a pulse and we have a speed. So the speed, I use that when I am making things like cookies, or when I'm doing something larger like the sweet potato. That's a really thick root vegetable. It's not something I could just pulse. I had that turned on for a while and kept opening it to see if I had the chunk size that I wanted. The pulse is if you are doing something a little bit more delicate. I've had some cookies that went into the food processor first, and they wanted you to just slightly pulse it, and so it got mixed up, but not completely shredded. That's great for this. Also, if you're going to be dicing tomatoes, those are really sensitive skin. Use the pulse, and that way you only do it a little bit and you get it right where it needs to be without it becoming a big old gooey mess. So that is why I love my food processor. It cuts down that chopping time. Do I like chopping? It can be therapeutic, and it is nice to have everything in the exact same size and have it looking pretty, but we are busy parents trying to get kids to places, trying to do our jobs. So food processor is a win in my book, and everything is dishwasher safe, which makes it even better. Please let me know if you have any questions, or let me know if you have a model that you're looking at. I'd love to help you out, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.